Welcome back. I am still in conversation with Mr. Ranjit Barthakur. Mr. Barthakur, do you envisage or do you see a scenario when the lookist policy of the government of India is going to change the Northeast for the better, or are you excited at all about the lookist policy?
Actually, I'm not excited with cliches. I believe we created in the 70s the entire state's reorganization, which I thought was very good because, the smaller the administrative unit, the more effective actually administration and development should be. I don't think that is really delivered. Two is, I think we started the Northeastern Council. I don't believe that is delivered. I don't believe donor, which again started, has delivered. Now we have the look east policy. I just wish we had one framework to look at it, and as was in your interview and as the question you asked earlier, is that why don't we actually just focus and stop neglecting and get our act together, get the best organizations and the best in government to come and just work here for 5 years.
It is the wheel rather than new policies that is important, that can transform the Northeast. Now, another question, Mr. Barthakur, is that, going back to the lookist policy, many feel, a lot of people are not excited at all about the lookist policy, as you yourself didn't sound too euphoric about it. Now, my question is, there seems to be a mismatch between the efforts of the Commerce Ministry and efforts by the External Affairs Ministry, because if you have to deal with foreign countries, it has to be a mix of the two, the Commerce Ministry as well as the Ministry of External Affairs. Some gap somewhere is seen. What is your take?
Actually, to be honest, I don't know the roles of either the External Affairs Ministry or the Commerce Ministry in this. All I understand is that there are so many departments now in the Northeast. It would seem very challenging that you do not have a unified vision. So I'm quite sure that it's possible that the External Affairs Ministry and the Commerce Ministry have completely different views on the subject, or have same views.
But what you are basically suggesting is that you are not bothered about anything. You want actions to be translated into reality, or ideas to be translated into action. That's what you want.
That is what I would dream for and aspire for. And I also think somebody must understand the psyche and understand the phenomena of Northeastern India. I don't want to believe anybody who actually looks into this has traveled adequately in every village or every town of Northeast India. It has to be passionately involved. And I think without passion for development of the Northeast, you can have any policies. It will never work.
Let's talk something totally different. Let's talk cricket, because you are also the co-owner of the Rajasthan Royals. IPL is, it's a craze. Do you think Guwahati can host an IPL match anytime soon?
Well, actually, I'm one of the founders of Rajasthan Royals, and the concept started with a reality show. And, it's quite strange that I'm on one of these successful shows like yours. And we actually launched a program called Cricket Star after India lost the finals in South Africa in the World Cup. That was what spearheaded.
That's an interesting time to launch. When India lost, you started a cricket reality show.
So we started a cricket reality show, and the cricket reality show didn't do too badly because the reality wanted to actually get people to play better cricket. At the same time, while we talked to BCCI, they said, oh, we've got a better idea, we've got IPL. And that is how we participated, and that's completely by luck that we got shortlisted for this program.
Now, come back to the question. Guwahati as a host for an IPL match.
I think it will be a phenomenal idea. And I think we should try and pursue it, and I think we should ask the IPL sort of managers to see how we can at least get 2 or 3. And if you can see this year's format, there was Bhubaneswar, there was Nagpur,
there was Dharamshala,
there was Dharamshala.
Absolutely.
So there's no reason
if there can be a
Guwahati.
match in Dharamshala, why not in
I think the
Guwahati?
first step should be a match, and the second step we should get a great team here.
Great team here. Do you fancy an IPL franchisee in Assam by the name of Rhino Chargers, for example?
Wow, what a good name. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think, of course. Meaning,
it'll be a great idea, Rhino Chargers.
If you can have dreams, and if you can have ideas which are, first you have to build castles in the air, then you can put them on the ground. I think it's a fantastic
So would you like to build castles in the air right away, right after the show?
Rhino Chargers.
Rhino Chargers from Assam.
Right.
Nehru Stadium being the home ground.
Absolutely.
By that time, I think the cricket stadium in Guwahati is also going to come up.
That is true.
Yeah?
I think that's
So this is a food for thought for you, Mr. Barthakur.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, lastly, before we wrap up, from Rhino Chargers, let me take you back to your coffee table book, Kaziranga. Tell me something about that. I mean, do you think the rhinos are safe?
I think, with increasing populations, habitat is not safe. So if habitat is not safe, I'm sure that rhinos cannot be safe, meaning in terms of the numbers. But what they have done in terms of rhino management in Assam, right from 1912, has been phenomenal. Actually, there is no other conservation success story which can be paralleled to that of Kaziranga. But if you say there is a challenge, there is, because when you have to choose between human beings, food security and animal security, you'd always go for human beings and food security. So it's a problem. And I think we don't have a solution, and
Absolutely.
therefore naturenomics is one answer to actually focus on that and focus on
Naturenomics, Rhino, and the possibility of having a IPL franchise by the name of Rhino Chargers, with you taking the lead. Ranjit Barthakur, thank you very much for being on my show.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Very kind of you. Very kind. Thank you so much.
This is Pride East Entertainment.